Beginning. In November 2023, something happened inside OpenAI that shocked the entire tech industry. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, was suddenly fired by his own board. No warning, no clear explanation. And within hours, the company behind ChatGPT collapsed into complete chaos. Employees inside OpenAI reportedly panicked. Some threatened to quit immediately. Investors demanded answers. Microsoft executives were reportedly furious, and social media exploded with confusion. Because this wasn't just another startup, this was the company leading the global AI revolution. The company that had changed the internet almost overnight. And suddenly, nobody knew who was actually in control. But the strangest part of the entire situation was this. Almost nobody outside the company understood why it happened. Was it about money, power, AI safety, or something even bigger happening behind the scenes? Because according to reports, tensions inside OpenAI had been growing for a long time. And some people inside the company genuinely believed they were moving too fast, too powerful, too dangerous. But to understand why OpenAI suddenly exploded from the inside, you first need to understand how this company became one of the most powerful organizations in the world. Chapter 2: How OpenAI Started. Back in 2015, OpenAI looked completely harmless. It wasn't a giant corporation, it wasn't worth billions of dollars, and almost nobody outside Silicon Valley cared about it. At the time, it was simply a small, non-profit research lab with a very ambitious goal: build artificial intelligence safely. Elon Musk was one of the early supporters. Sam Altman helped lead the organization. And the mission sounded almost idealistic. AI should help humanity, not replace it, not control it, and definitely not belong to a single company. At the time, many researchers feared that powerful AI systems could eventually become dangerous if controlled by the wrong people. So OpenAI positioned itself as the good guys. Open research, open collaboration, open technology. That was the idea. But there was one massive problem hidden underneath all of it. Building advanced AI is unbelievably expensive. Training large AI systems requires enormous amounts of computing power, massive data centers, thousands of powerful GPUs running constantly, and all of that costs insane amounts of money. At first, the costs were manageable. Then they exploded. Millions of dollars became billions. And slowly, OpenAI started changing. The nonprofit structure no longer made sense. The company needed investors. It needed partnerships. It needed money at a scale almost nobody had imagined. And eventually, Microsoft entered the picture. And by the way, if you enjoy videos about massive companies, tech wars, billion-dollar disasters, and the hidden stories behind the world's biggest industries, make sure to subscribe, because some of the craziest business stories in history are happening right now. Chapter 3: The ChatGPT Explosion. Then, in late 2022, OpenAI released something that changed the internet forever: ChatGPT. At first, it didn't look revolutionary. Most people assumed it was just another chatbot, a fun experiment, something people would test for 5 minutes and forget about the next day. But that's not what happened. People kept using it. Then millions more arrived. And suddenly, the internet started changing in real time. Students began writing essays in minutes. Programmers used ChatGPT to generate working code instantly. Small businesses started automating tasks that used to require entire teams. Content creators used AI to write scripts, generate ideas, and edit faster than ever before. Teachers quickly realized students were secretly using AI for homework. Some schools tried banning ChatGPT completely. Others admitted it was impossible to stop. Because this wasn't just another app. It was changing how people worked, how they learned, how they searched for information. And the growth was insane. Within weeks, ChatGPT became the fastest-growing consumer product in human history. Faster than TikTok, faster than Instagram, faster than anything the tech industry had ever seen before. And that's when panic started spreading across Silicon Valley. Because suddenly, the biggest companies in the world realized something terrifying. OpenAI might actually win the AI race. Chapter 4. The Global Panic. The reaction was immediate. Inside Google, executives reportedly declared a code red. Because for the first time in decades, Google's core business looked vulnerable. People were no longer searching for links. They were asking AI directly for answers. And if AI replaced search engines, Google's entire business model could be threatened. Microsoft saw the opportunity instantly. The company invested billions into OpenAI and rapidly integrated AI into its own products. Meta rushed to rebuild its AI strategy after realizing it had fallen behind. Amazon accelerated its own AI projects. Suddenly, every major tech company in the world was competing in the same race. And nobody wanted to lose. Because this wasn't just about technology anymore. It was about power. The company controlling advanced AI could potentially control the future of information itself. How people work, how businesses operate, how governments function, and maybe even how humans think. Investors poured billions into AI startups overnight. Tech CEOs started talking about artificial general intelligence, and media headlines began comparing AI to the invention of the internet itself. But while the public saw OpenAI as unstoppable, inside the company things were becoming increasingly unstable. Chapter 5. The OpenAI Civil War. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. In November 2023, Sam Altman was fired, and almost nobody understood why. The board released only vague public statements. Some reports suggested disagreements over AI safety. Others pointed to internal power struggles. There were fears that OpenAI was moving too fast, that the company was prioritizing growth over caution, and that increasingly powerful AI systems were being released before anyone fully understood the consequences. But whatever happened behind closed doors, the fallout was immediate. Employees inside OpenAI reportedly panicked. Hundreds of workers threatened to quit and follow Altman to Microsoft. Investors demanded explanations. Social media exploded with conspiracy theories. Microsoft reportedly pushed aggressively to bring Altman back. Negotiations happened behind the scenes at incredible speed, and just days later, Sam Altman returned as CEO. But even though the crisis looked resolved publicly, something inside OpenAI had already broken. Trust. Chapter 6. Why people started panicking. As AI systems became more advanced, the world started changing faster than anyone expected. Jobs that once required entire teams could suddenly be done by a single person using AI tools. Designers began competing against image generators. Writers saw AI generating articles in seconds. Programmers automated huge parts of their workflow. Customer support teams were replaced by chatbots. Video editors started using AI tools to cut production time dramatically. And businesses loved it, because AI meant speed, lower costs, higher productivity. But for millions of workers, it also created fear, because nobody knew how far this technology could go. Entire industries started feeling pressure almost overnight, and even experts inside the AI industry began warning about the pace of development. Some compared advanced AI to nuclear technology, extremely powerful, extremely useful, but also extremely dangerous if handled incorrectly. Others warned that governments around the world were completely unprepared, because unlike previous technologies, AI wasn't replacing just physical labor. It was beginning to replace cognitive work, the kind of work people once believed only humans could do. And that changed the conversation completely. For decades, automation mostly threatened factory jobs. Now, AI was threatening creative work, office work, programming, research, education, even decision-making itself. And despite all the warnings, the race never slowed down. If anything, it accelerated even faster. Because once companies realized how powerful AI could become, there was no going back. Chapter 7. the final question. Today, OpenAI sits at the center of the most important technological shift in modern history. Governments are watching closely. Tech companies are investing billions, and millions of people already rely on AI every single day. Some believe artificial intelligence will transform humanity for the better. Others believe we are moving too fast to fully understand the risks. But no matter what happens next, one thing is clear. The AI race has already begun, and nobody wants to lose. But the biggest question still remains. Are we building the most powerful tool humanity has ever created, or something we will eventually lose control of? And this story is far from over, because the AI race is only getting bigger. Bigger companies, more money, more power, and potentially much bigger risks. So if you want more videos about the hidden side of tech companies, business empires, and corporate disasters, subscribe to the channel. Because some of the biggest stories in history are happening right now.